Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week AMA. Anita Mlakar is my name, and I'm happy to have you here. We are here every Wednesday, normally at 5 p.m. Central European time, but this time a little earlier. And I hope you are with us too. Sandi, the CEO of 3Air, will be also with me in a couple of seconds. And we will be talking about 3Air and the project of bringing internet to Africa. But first, let me invite you to be a part of our channels, of our communities. We are inviting you to be with us on Telegram or Discord or Twitter. We are there. You can also follow us on social networks, 3Air, and you can subscribe to this channel to YouTube, where you can follow all of our AMAs, and please do join us. You can also recommend us to a friend if you think that there's a friend who would need that. But before that, let me tell you a little more about our project so that you will know how to introduce this project too. So 3Air is a blockchain-based telecom platform. We are focused on bringing broadband internet, digital TV, and telephone to millions of Africans. And our mission is to connect Africa, to connect unconnected population to the rest of the world through blockchain-based ultra-fast wireless broadband access. You are underpowered in a way if you are unconnected. So what we are trying to do is give people internet connection to empower them. And at the same time, we want to educate them. We are doing that with two technologies, K3 One Mile Solution and our 3Air Internet. We're also creating your digital bank account, giving you a custodial or non-custodial wallet. We are providing financial services. We have fiat onboarding and offboarding ramp and peer-to-peer cash crypto onboarding, DeFi, and so on and so on. We also have outside partners that will provide additional digital revenue streams. And once we put you through all of those steps, you are connected, banked, and empowered. Let me say welcome and say hi to Sandi Beatens, CEO of 3Air. Hello, Sandi.
Hello, Anita.
Hello, all looking good today in a
How are
shirt.
you? In a shirt. Yeah, I changed after we met.
Oh my God, yes, we did meet today. That is something new, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For the first time live. And once again, Sandi, welcome to Slovenia, welcome to Maribor. But I think that the weather is doing a little problem or presenting a little problem for you, right? Because there's
No,
no
not
sun and
really.
hot weather.
Well, yeah, it is still hot, and it's quite humid, and it rains. I think it rained every day since I'm here, so it isn't a bit unusual.
Yeah, it's not something usual for us, I have to say. Although June's could be, a little more rainy, but now we have like sun, rain, sun, rain. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I don't really mind. So I haven't seen rain for quite some time, so I don't mind so much.
Okay, but I was talking to Petra and she said that it's a little cold here. It is colder than in Dubai, of course.
Yeah, it's not so cold really, but it
Before
is
we
a bit.
Before we start with 3Air and the market right now, Sandy, just tell me, how are you feeling? Let's say at home.
You know what? It's pretty tough to define what's home now. So I guess this is still kind of home, right? Although I do feel like a bit like a tourist here at this moment in time, to be honest. So I don't. Not a lot of things have changed really, but some did. And walking down the street, yeah, it's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore, really.
Okay, because you're a tourist and you have this different perspective of Slovenia and Maribor right now if you're a tourist.
It is, and you also when you come home, you usually are in a place where you have your stuff and everything. Now we're just in an Airbnb, and
Yeah.
it's not the same as going home. Although I think we'll be staying here for a few weeks, so let's say after a few days or maybe a week or so, you start feeling a bit more at home.
Yeah, I know. And you're always welcome here at my place, you know. It's a little more home, I think. You know, I can make you some coffee or something. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just be careful, be careful.
I
We
didn't,
might come, we might really come and just occupy.
of course, I didn't mean that you would sleep here or stay here, although you could do that
Oh,
too.
you said like like home.
Yeah, but I'm inviting you to come to have a drink with me, to have a chat with me, to cook
Yeah,
you
sure.
something nice.
Just
You
kidding.
know, great, Sandy. Now, we don't have a guest today. That will be next week. We were already talking about it, and we will at our conversation later. But right now, Sandy, let's look at the market a little bit. What is happening? What is new in this last week? Because you are really following the market.
Yeah, although I've been traveling a lot, and right now I'm pretty occupied with everything here in Slovenia. But yes, so we are following the market because it really depends on 3R. Kind of depends, the launch depends on it, not the project itself, but the token launch does. Yes. Man, the weekend wasn't really great, right? So we've seen quite a few records broken, and not in a good sense.
Yeah.
So one thing that happened is that Bitcoin as the kind of the indicator. We just use Bitcoin as the indicator of what the whole crypto market does. Although in the end, Bitcoin right now also follows the stock markets pretty closely. Um, but there were a few events. So one thing is that Bitcoin fell below 20K, and that actually means that for the first time, Bitcoin fell below the previous market cycle tops. So we are now for the first time below. Again, the market sentiment got down to level 6, and that's also and stayed there, I think, for 2 or 3 days even, and that's unprecedented. So it wasn't so low, never in history. Um, and what happened is we talked a bit about Celsius, right, on previous week. So
Yeah.
Celsius, they prevented withdrawals, and it looks like everything is going quite quite bad there. So right now there is still quite a lot of liquidity that's also verifiable on chain. So they have a bit over 1 billion in liquidity. So the money, some of the money is there. Nobody knows if all the money from everyone who deposited with them is there. So there's a lot of FUD being spread around. They also canceled their weekly AMAs on Fridays.
Mhm.
And now there's a bunch of lawyers now that are working with them, and also some guys that usually help and did in the past help restructure. There's a talk about Nexo maybe buying something, or there's a lot of talk. Nobody really knows what's going on. I think that Alex Starr stopped talking about it just because the lawyer said he shouldn't. And I also know that I heard that a lot of different US states are now investigating Celsius, so they need to be careful in that regards. I don't think that all the funds there are gone. I also had something deposited there myself
Okay.
personally. Nothing from 3 year was deposited there, so no, none of the funds were there. But my personal funds, a bit, not a lot, but some was there. So I'm following a bit what's happening. I don't think that the funds are lost, at least not all of it. But let's see. It's just it's gonna be. Well, let's see what's happening. What will happen in the future. And there's a lot of stories now going around. It all starts with Luna. We talked about the Luna crash a month ago or something like that, and I know that Celsius had quite a lot of deposits in Luna, and they were asked to actually help and bail out, the Luna, and they said no, we want to protect our community, and they didn't. And I think there were some people that really didn't like it. Now, at least there are some rumors going around, and no, there was an attack, a big attack on Celsius. A lot of thought was spread and so on. You can imagine it was kind of like a bank run. So people ran there and started to withdraw everything. And of course, there was not all of the funds that they had was liquid. So they just at one point they ran into liquidity issues. And of course, with the market turning down, nobody really knows if they lost money or not, or everything is just locked up. They also had a lot of money in STEs, so staked ETH from Lido, and that one depegged also quite a lot. So that was a big thing. Yeah, in the end, they needed to stop the withdrawals, and now they're just hoping that Bitcoin won't fall below. I think they have a big Bitcoin position that gets liquidated at around $13,500, $700. So if that falls, then they get liquidated, and so all the market, really the big dumps now since 30K when Luna crashed together is because of cascading liquidations. It's just that one company is bound to the other and to one set of price, and once when that price gets reached, they get liquidated, and on liquidation and on the liquidation event, actually their funds get sold. So if somebody put up Bitcoin as a collateral to take out a loan, and then the price of Bitcoin falls so low that they don't have their loan covered anymore, then their position gets sold. So all their Bitcoin gets sold, so that this loan can get repaid. And when it gets sold on the more open market. So that's why on at that point the price actually drops more and a lot more. So this is now happening. A lot of bigger companies are getting into liquidity problems, and the biggest one is actually Three Arrows Capital. And I actually spoke about Three Arrows Capital, I think a few months back, because we as Three Arrow, we were talking about using Three Arrows Capital as to actually deposit there some money and get some yield on it. So Three Arrows Capital, they were a huge player. They were actually the biggest VC in the space. So I think they were managing $18 billion dollars, and they got they ran into liquidity trouble right now. So yeah, thankfully we didn't go into any collaboration with them. But it just shows how fragile the space still is, and that you really need to make a lot of research with who you do any business. So yeah, that's the other one that was now responsible for the big price drop, down to 17,800 or something like that when Bitcoin, and that was because of the liquidation event from Three Arrows Capital. They're just selling everything that they have, even small position. They're literally sending amounts of a few $1,000s to exchanges to actually get some money out, and they're selling everything that they have. There were also quite a big holder, actually the biggest holder of Grayscale Trust, so GBTC, and they actually sold, I think, all of it. So right now GBTC is actually, I think they have almost 40. It's something over 30% discount on Bitcoin. It's crazy. So yeah, the market right now is really crazy. It's if I could not have imagined that this would be happening. So such big companies actually going down.
Yes. Now, Sandy, you are an investor. You have this big picture about what is going on, and people are reacting differently now. Some of them are panicking, of course. Some of them are just calm and waiting. Let's say there's a difference between you and me. You are someone who knows a lot about the market, and I'm the one who, let's just say, put something in. What do you think it's the best thing for an investor, for someone who is did put something in it to do right now? What is the best thing to stay calm, to let's say be in peace with yourself? What is the best thing to do?
So you mean like in if you put something in generally into the crypto market?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends, where you are. If you invested too much, if you invested more than you can afford to lose, and you need some money now for living expenses, then you're in trouble, right? So then you should be thinking about, yeah, you actually don't have anything to else to do as just sell
Mhm.
and take the loss, but. If not, the markets always rebound, and I do think this one will rebound. Um, yeah, I think, but that's my personal opinion, right? I think we have around month and a half to 2 months till the markets will start rebounding. It does come down to what the Fed will do, and what and they will do what the inflation does. So if the inflation plays ball, and it starts coming down, I think they'll become a bit more dovish again, and stop raising rates. And then I do think there is a lot of money parked on the sidelines. And once there is a bit more certainty in the markets will again rally. So if you can afford to wait, I think the best time right now is the best thing to do right now is just to just close down the computer, go to a vacation, come back in September, and look what's happening there, and then make a decision. I don't see a lot of downside anymore. And I think from here, if we look, for the next few years, there's a really small chance that things go lower, and there's a big chance that things go higher. So of course, both possibilities are there, but the possibility that things will go higher are far greater, but really far greater. If this is the bottom, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. There's still some information out about Three Arrows Capital, that they still are getting some funds unlocked and so on. So they still might be dumping the markets. How much downside there is, I don't know. It's hard to say. I do know that if we go down to 13K, and Celsius gets liquidated, then we'll probably also go down to 10K. So it's not that it's impossible. If it's likely, I don't think it's likely that it's going to happen. But of course, that's not something that you need to know. If you can afford to wait, even if it goes down there, it's going to come back up at one point. So it's really a tough decision. So right now, me personally, I'm waiting. So I'm not doing any trading at the moment. I had some leveraged positions open before, and I closed them a while ago. So once I saw the big drops, I just closed everything, and I'm just waiting right now. So and I have a bit of capital on the side, and I did deploy something this week, just after the crash. Not everything, but just something. And I'll deploy either if it really goes down another, below, let's say 15K or right around there, or if I see the trends turning, then that's the time when I'm redeploying a bit of my own capital.
Okay, thank you for the advice. The big dit says just hold, no point selling at a loss, buy more if you can.
Yeah, look, you need to the first rule is that you don't put money into crypto and into any assets that you really cannot afford to lose. If it's like this, okay, there's the money, I'm putting it in, and I just say, okay, I put the money in, I'm forgetting about it, this will go to zero. It will be zero, and I just I don't think about that that's my money anymore. So this is what I lost. So if you can start investing in kind of with this mindset, it's going to be far easier. It's going to be you'll be making far better decisions, because then the worst thing is going into markets with some emotion. So emotion makes you lose always. So it needs to be unemotional. So that's one thing. So you that and I know that everyone's repeating this, but it's really true. You never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's the recipe for disaster. And you do not go leverage if you don't know. If you're really not a pro, then you don't go leverage. So you never use leverage. That's also the recipe for disaster.
Okay, good points, good advice. So yeah, thank you, Sandy. We were talking earlier or before in our AMAs also about what we are doing in Africa right now, and we have some team there, right?
Yes, I thought so. There are already some pictures in Telegram. So I did wanted to share some pictures with you, but actually I came behind the computer even a few minutes late. So I couldn't prepare anything today. But we are posting some pictures and some videos directly from Ethiopia. Dennis and Davor are there. They're walking around a bit, looking at landscape there, and so on. And of course, Mohammed is also there. And then we I think we have him also on the call at one point in time. So they're um, they're quite busy there. So it's nice to see, and I'm really happy that they sent some pictures in, and we should just ask them for more. Everybody should just ask them to send a bit more pictures, and there'll be I don't know exactly how long they'll be staying there. I think it's a week trip there, and then the next week they're in Congo, in DRC.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like yeah, that's our two main countries that we are targeting, and they're visiting now. And so on ground work is kind of starting or being prepared and discussed, and everything.
okay. Now there's also opportunity for your questions because Sandy is here right now on this AMA. This is such a, let's say, normal AMA in a way. It is opportunity to ask questions, and I see that a lot is going on also in our communities. I was just looking at Telegram. Also, the questions are always coming up, Sandy, because people, of course, like to know what is going on, and they are having all sorts of questions, and it's good that we are answering them. So you are also a part of that. Thank you, Sandy.
Mhm. Well,
Uh,
maybe what I wanted to also say when we were talking about the market and so on. So there's one thing that gives me a bit of hope, and that is that Bitcoin dominance came down quite a lot. So for those of you who don't know what Bitcoin dominance is, it's actually it's the measurement how strong Bitcoin is against the market, the all the other tokens. So it's like the total market cap of all crypto minus Bitcoin's market cap. So and usually it's like when everything is really bearish, then everyone is yeah, Bitcoin is still considered the safest asset of the crypto space. And once there's so much uncertainty, everyone just takes usually money out of the smaller caps and the mid caps, so the other crypto project, and puts it into Bitcoin, and that's why then the Bitcoin dominance shoots up. And of course, there's also a lot of going into stable coins. This is also driving the market, the Bitcoin dominance up. And right now, the Bitcoin dominance actually came down. So it looks like people still have conviction somehow in the crypto space. And it's amazing that we saw really a big drawdown from Bitcoin, but there was not so much selling of other coins. Usually there is a big discrepancy there. So if Bitcoin goes down 5%, the altcoins will probably go down 20, and that's when the Bitcoin dominance all shoots up. So this time when Bitcoin went down, actually the Bitcoin dominance also went down. So it's either it's really just a few companies that are right now getting liquidated, and the coins that are getting liquidated go really down. And the rest of the market is, I think, we as we say, the paper hands, they were shook out already. So I don't think there's a lot of sellers still left, unless there is some liquidations happening. So this is actually gives me hope that the liquidations will stop, and then only the buyers are still left. So all the sellers left the space, I think, and that's usually what indicates the bottom of the market. But let's see if there still can be some downside, of course.
Okay.
And what I wanted to point is that, if there is still conviction in the market, then it's also easier to launch a new token in this. Although it's really always hard to launch a token in a bear market, but if there's conviction still in new tokens, it's still possible. And as I said, the current drawdowns don't affect 3R and the 3R token at all until it's launched. So once we launch, we want to launch in an environment that will support us. And this needs to be in a kind of at least in a neutral market. And the better if it goes, if it's a bit bullish, the better. The more people trust in altcoins, the better it is.
Okay, and there is a launch in front of us in this month to come. So yeah, when the moment is right, like you said, this will be done. And the community is also for the fact that you or we are waiting. And then, of course, when the right opportunity comes. Sandi, something else. Is this totally, let's say, a new situation for the crypto market? Is that something that, let's say, was not experienced yet in that kind of way, and now to expect what exactly will happen? Is everybody, all the experts, more guessing what is going to be? Or is there, let's say, they usually say when it goes down, it also goes up. Is that so?
So first of all, everything that we are talking about, the market is always a guess. Nobody can know. That's one thing. Nobody can really know. So unless you have a crystal ball and you can see into the future, you speak your opinion. There's maybe some metrics that you can kind of use and just look at the history and see maybe it's like this, but it's always maybe. So it's an opinion, nothing else. So we've been through a few bear markets. I don't think this bear market was really expected, at least not so early as it came. And it just came together really well with some of the macroeconomics environment that's happening with the war and with the rate hikes and with the previous money printing and so on, and everything was leveraged, and too much leverage in the system, that's for sure. There are some things that are new. So where Bitcoin for sure was not present is in a recession. So we don't know at all. We have no data how the crypto market actually performs in a recession. And the recession, it's there. I think we have like a few more days till the end of the second quarter, and the first quarter was already. Speaking about the U.S. economy, was already in a decline, the whole economy, and so 2 quarters in a decline, one after the other, is actually technically a recession. But I do think we are in a recession already. Just the question is how long will it last? So and Bitcoin was never in a recession before, so there is no way about telling anything about it, because Bitcoin was actually born to solve the issues and the things that led us to into the previous recession. So it was actually created during the previous recession and put on the market just after it. So there are a few new things, but the bear markets and the what we have now, a 70 something percent decline that that we saw before a few times already.
Okay. Sandy, I was just looking at Telegram, and I see that we have some videos also from the ground, not only pictures. So great.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Well, more of that, because there are a lot of our members who said that they would really like, to follow what is going on when we are wherever we are in Africa. And
Absolutely. So now the real work is starting,
yeah.
the on ground work. So we will give more updates, more images. Before that was all only more or less like planning and talking and getting the investors, and that's it's hard to share those things. But this is now going to start. Some dynamics is going to be there. Something's going to be happening all the time, and that's something that I do think that we should be sharing. We'll also start shooting some videos and a documentary, and that's all in plan.
Mhm. And as market goes, so do our people here, because they don't seem to have a lot of questions these days, Sandy. Or you're explaining everything so well so that everything is explained and clear.
I don't know. We are also here all the time. So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not that so much things happened with 3R from previous week. As I said, right now we are tuning all stuff down. We stopped a few marketing campaigns and so on, because it doesn't make sense. They still everyone still charges the same amount of money, and but the return out of it is more than half, less than half, let's say it like this. Let's less than half from um, what we gathered before. But and we are right now we are at quite a good stage. So we have a 30,000 email big list.
Mhm.
That's quite an amazing feat that we managed to get.
Yeah.
So we have like 30,000 emails on our waiting list for the token launch. So
Oh,
of course we'll up the marketing again once we determine the exact launch date. But right now it's more just the background work, development work, and those things.
okay. Sandy, should we close up this conversation, or is there something more to add?
I think it's fine. I think we can close it down, wrap it up today. It's either way. I know that you are kind of in a hurry also, so you have another event that you need to attend to. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up. Sure.
Okay, so the invitation is on. Please stay with us on our channels, in our community. Welcome to join us. Discover 3Air, ask questions. Be here every week on our AMAs. And next week, Sunday, 29th of June, will be special one.
Yeah, so next week we are hosting on our AMA the CEO of Scale Network.
Mhm.
Jack will be here talking with us, and yeah, we need to prepare some questions for him. And there'll also be some giveaways going on. So it looks like 3R is putting up something for the giveaways, and let's see, maybe even Scale comes up with something. And so it's going to be something a bit bigger this time, and it's going to be bound to the questions, and we'll be collecting questions throughout the week for Jack. So just start posting them on all our social channels, Twitter, Telegram, Discord. Just start posting your questions. You can ask anything you want about Scale, 3R. We'll be there to answer any questions. So, and I do think so. Jack is really one of the smartest guys I've ever met. I think this is going to be a really, really good AMA next week.
Great. Looking forward for that. Prepare your questions. I will prepare mine. I promise. And we will have a great conversation. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sandi, for being with us. Let's not forget, next week is again at 5 p.m. Central European Time, old time. That is the time that we're used. And I'm looking forward to the discussion, Sandi. Have a great staying in Slovenia. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah,
Thank you to
absolutely.
everybody for being with us. Bye-bye.